Another topic that I'm gonna make a video topic about why, big city places makes it easier for attractive in shape men to have better experiences with women versus like being an attractive in shape man in a rural area, because like women in rural areas, they are so close minded. They don't even have no good taste in men. Women in the rural areas, like small city areas, they wouldn't be able to notice an attractive in shape man even if he was right in front of them jogging backwards. But women in big cities, they have more, they have like better taste in men. And women in big cities, they can admit when an attractive in shape man is like, sexy, man. And this is the truth. Everyone's parents, the 99.9% of people's parents, a lot of people's parents, they met each other in these big city locations. It was never no rural area. Never that. Because my biological mother, she met my biological father in a big city, from what she told me, right? So I don't see why a lot of parents would go to a big city to date somebody and have a child, and then go move to a rural area and their child is not able to date nobody. That makes no sense. That's not logical. You feel me? Because I have noticed a lot of the men who never have dating problems with women, they always live in big cities. The men who have dating problems been always living in rural areas. For example, the women who are in shape that live in small city rural areas, like they can see a in shape attractive looking man exercising and they will act like he don't exist. These in shape women in these small city rural areas, they are so arrogant and mean to a lot of these in shape men. But like the in shape women in these big city locations, like they have no choice to acknowledge in shape men, and are forced, and in shape women in these big city locations, they're forced and have no choice but to acknowledge in shape men in front of them every time they walk somewhere, especially if it's in Boston, Massachusetts, Manhattan, New York City, Seoul, South Korea. The list goes on.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then, with dating, it's a numbers game, definitely as a man. I mean, for women, but definitely for men. And obviously, in rural areas, you have less options. There's less of a dating pool. So yeah, and then you have all the issues that come along with it. Maybe you don't like certain things, certain qualities. Then there's a lot of things that. I got a question for you. What's up? Yeah. So the numbers game. So as men, you got to try to court and try to approach, try to DM, make eye contact, flirt with as many as possible, because it's already statistically proven that even the top guys who are good with women, they only close with like a 10% rate. So if they are trying to get with 100 women, they're only going to get with 10, and that's like good. Like that's very like superb. That's like top of the cream of the crop. So yeah, and if you're in a rural area, then it just reduces even more. I mean, you're just, yeah, I receive more love and yeah, more attention, more choosing signals in cities for sure. And in the cities, the women tend to be more in shape, more beautiful, and it's just a different vibe when you're out of town, when you're in Miami's, Orlando's, Chattanooga's, or wherever. The bigger cities, completely different vibe, completely different energy. And like you're saying, the women, because they're in these more prosperous areas, quote unquote, where you need more money, they're going to tend to not just select anything. Like, it's not, yeah, money's going to be a big part of it. We just got to keep it real. But like, they will entertain you if they, like you're saying, if they see you look good. But I still think they're gonna go with that simp over us. But all this will be changing soon. It's changing rapidly. Women in Houston experienced a good dose of it right now. They went like over a week with no power. I bet they appreciate men a little bit more, and if they don't, it's fine because they're going to be in complete darkness for even longer soon. So, great men will be appreciated soon. We need the grid to go out. We need the power to go out. That is what has to happen. There's no way around it. The grid has to go out, man. And we're close, man. We're close, bro. Closer than we know it, man. But yeah, dating in cities is definitely a way better thing. There's no debating it. There's no arguing it. Like, I think anybody with a brain would be able to come to that conclusion. And another thing, when you're in like city areas and more populated areas, there's more attractions, there's more things to do. If you want to entertain a woman, if you want to keep her attention, women they get bored of relationships, they get bored of situationships fast. So like you have more things to spice it up. When you're in a rural area, you can only do so much. Then you're forced to have to travel, make these weekend trips and all that. If you already live in a city, you don't have to make the weekend trips because you're already there. So yeah, that's another good thing about being in a city is the attractions and
And this is the reason why places like Tokyo, Japan, Seoul, South Korea, Montego Bay, Jamaica, Dakar, Senegal, those large cities, it's easier for a lot of the in shape, attractive men to date a lot of, in shape, attractive women in those big cities. And that's the reason why a lot of people say like, man, I lived in Seoul, South Korea my whole entire life. I lived in Los Angeles, California my whole entire life. I never left the city. There's a lot of people that never left places they grew up in. They always be in Los Angeles, San Francisco, because it's so easy to date in those places if you're an in shape, attractive man. And like these in shape, attractive looking women, like they'll give these in shape men more chances. The men who are in shape that grew up in places like Miami, Florida, their whole entire life, they never left that city because they had it more easier to, date, women that would have like interest in like good-hearted, in shape, attractive men, right? So it's the same thing with New York City. There's in shape men, attractive looking men that lived in New York City their whole entire life. They never left that city because they had everything going for them with women over there. So it would make sense why they would stay for so long, right? Versus like the in shape men who lived in small cities their whole entire life. They moved out those small cities and never looked back, A lot of the guys that do sex content, whether it's on Twitter or Pornhub and OnlyFans and all that, they will tell you all of the women that they have always dated for so long for their sex content, they always been in big cities. It's never been in small city areas, right? So that just proves right there that, big cities grants more opportunities for in shape, attractive men. It makes it easier for in shape, attractive men in big cities than it would in these rural areas, right? Even though it'll still be difficult because a lot of these in shape women that are very shallow, that want to be the better looking one over the man, these in shape women, even in big cities, will choose out of shape, overweight men over us in shape men in big cities as well, just like the rural small cities.
I agree with you. Like you said, they're going to entertain you more in a bigger city, but ultimately, you're going to get beat out by the simp with the dad bod every time. Like, I'm telling you, man. Like, you know what's up. I have eyes. I've traveled. I have eyes. I see it. No matter where I went, no matter where I go, it's the same pattern. The sexier she is, the more in shape she is, the more dad bod he has, and the more loser he is. There has to be some type of leverage balance, and that's how they do it. Women are gonna make sure, the modern day women, not a traditional, these masculine women are gonna make sure that they have the leverage at all costs. Even if it means them being in a bad relationship, as long as they're in control, they don't care, bro. They're egotistical. But in the end, they suffer. They're young right now. But feminists fall off at 25. Most of them are fat as fuck anyway. So, but by the time they hit 30, in the next couple of years or so, it's just gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad, bro. We're not here to save them, so it's gonna be bad, man. We're gonna have a lot of old whales on the market, man. They're already whales and they're young. So imagine when they get 30, 35, 40, whatever, it's over, bro. It's gonna be so many whales.